And back here in Nigeria, let's turn our attention where Zamfara state government has disclosed that at least 700,000 residents of the state have been displaced due to banditry and other violent crimes. Briefing journalists in Kaduna State, the State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Dosara, says most of the victims are now living in internally displaced persons camps, while others have fled their homes to neighboring states for safety. Mr. Dosara noted that tactical and strategic efforts by the government to tackle bandits and other criminals in the state are being sabotaged by unpatriotic citizens. The Commissioner of Information announced that the state government has recruited at least 4,200 community protection guards to support security agencies in tackling the bandits.
The Zamfara state government is battling very seriously with such conflict entrepreneurs, the informants, the politicians who are using some bad eggs among us, the press, to engage in fake news, engage in fabrication of so many things so that they divert attention of the government or they make people believe that there is no peace in Zamfara state.
The current state of insecurity is also troubling the Niger State Governor, Abubakar Sani Bello. He has warned that if the problem of banditry is not quickly curtailed, it will orchestrate food crisis in the country. He disclosed this during a visit to an IDP camp hosting 4,000 displaced persons in Gwada, Shiro local government area. Our correspondent Chineme Bamei reports.
TVC News visited Gurmana, one of the worst hit communities 2 months ago. The waters had encircled the community, but now the communities are completely submerged underwater. The Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello is here in company of some members of his cabinet to check out the welfare of these displaced persons.
Within our limited resources, we must find ways to support some of these communities so that they will get their lives back and go back to their farms. The rains are fast approaching, and most of the people, almost all of them here are farmers. If they don't go back to their farms, it wouldn't be a problem for Niger alone, but a problem for Nigeria as it relates to food security.
This is the third time we are coming because my husband is a pastor. Every location they post into, they will attack and will come back here to the camp. My prayer is that the government will be empowered.
In the early hours of Saturday, members of Boko Haram terrorist group planted IEDs in Galadima Kogo, but the police anti-bomb squad was sent to detonate them. Governor Bello also visited the local vigilante group. He commended them for actively supporting the conventional security operatives in the fight against banditry.
Aside from the basic amenities such as food and drug that the people in this camp need, they say all that they want is to go back home, to where they came from. But right now, that solution might not be tenable because there are still constant attacks around their environs in the villages where they left off. And those whose lands and houses have been submerged by water say they want a compensation plan that can provide land and houses for them away from that environment. Chenemi Bami, TVC News, Gwada.
Let's shift our attention to politics now. Former governor of Borno State and one of the national chairmanship aspirants of the All Progressives Congress, Ibrahim Dosara, has declared that it will no longer contest for the position based on the zoning arrangement of the party. Speaking with journalists in Abuja, the former governor stated that it will only contest if the party decides to throw the contest open between Sunday and Friday. He also explained clearly that his decision to withdraw from the race is due to his respect for the rule of law and party's decision.
The party has taken a position that the position of the national chairman should go to the North Central, meaning it is exclusively zoned to the contestants of the North Central zone. And people have shown a lot of interest in what we are doing, and I thank all of them. It's not I want to let people know that this is the position. I, Ibrahim Dosara, will not offer myself for the contest on Saturday because it has been zoned out of my zone, the Northeast. I am from Northeast.
Now let's bring it back to Lagos, where logistics operators have embarked on a protest against inhumane practices meted out to them, which they believe is destroying their sources of livelihood. The protest, which started at Alausa in Ikeja, moved to the Lagos State House of Assembly. The logistics operators are questioning the rationale behind the many levies they pay, many of which are not recognized by law. They are calling for urgent measures to be put in place in order to stop the trend, as they say it threatens to leave many youths unemployed. Let's now join our correspondent Theophilus Elama, who is joining us from the scene of the protest. Theophilus, what more do we know about this protest?
The protest is going on right now. We're in front of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and behind me you can see logistics operators, dispatch riders and owners protesting inhumane practices meted on them by government agencies and touts, as they say. Now, they are complaining about the fact that they will have to register get several documents to be able to operate within and outside Lagos, and they are not happy with that. They are also complaining about the alleged extortion by some people in different government agencies. Now, I have a lot of them here, and I will be speaking with them on this particular issue. Now, tell us now, what is the issue? Why are you here today?
Okay, we are coalition of registered logistics operators. Now, we were here last year for a protest. We came to actually discuss about multiple taxation. Now, multiple papers. We are operating in Lagos. We collect papers for Zamfara. We collect papers for Kebbi. We are operating in Lagos. We collect papers for Zamfara. We collect papers for Kebbi. We collect papers for Ibadan, for Osun, for Benin Kebbi, for Ekiti. Right here in Lagos. They will tell you they cannot explain. How are we supposed to know? The people that claim to actually be our regulators, knives, will tell you they don't know anything about it. Now you have come to say you want to be our regulators and also want to be a player in the same system. Now how are you a footballer and also a referee in the same football match? You want to be our regulators, you now came and imposed licenses on us that we should go and get regional license of 2 million, national license of 3 million for us to actually operate. We were here last year. They promised that something will be done. Nothing was done. We were able to, with our help, try and make sure that NIPOS agrees for us to merge in different sectors to actually be able to afford to buy these licenses. We did that. They left us to operate. Now they have seen that these people, there's no how to sign for money from them again. They have now come to say they want to train our riders for us, that we should pay 10,000 naira.
So how has all of this affected the running of the business?
Now, for a rider to operate now, you need, in Lagos State, you need a driver's license for a dispatch rider, Class A driver's license. Now, you need Ogun State rider's card. You need Lagos State rider's card, and now you now need NIPOS rider's card. 4 cards. 4 cards. Amongst my riders, I have BSc holders. Amongst my dispatch riders, I have master degrees holders. Yeah. The government did not provide jobs. We are providing jobs for ourselves, and yet the government is frustrating the system. NIPOS has said, let's get our licenses. They are going to make sure they regulate everything. Now we've gotten our licenses. They didn't do anything. Look at one of our dispatch riders beaten to stupor by Munchi local government boys, just because he didn't show them a paper, which is none of their business. MOT. Now he has said he will go around the entire local government to talk to their local government chairman to ensure that we don't collect all these exorbitant papers.
So now that you are at the Lagos State House of Assembly, what do you want the government to do?
We want the government to intervene. We should have a unified riders card, one for every dispatch rider to be able to operate with. Yes. They should cancel all these papers, all these Kebbi papers. Right now, state carriage, here in Alausa, state carriage has been strapped. But they still collect the money. Enforcement teams are outside on the road, enforcing, arresting riders. And the money is still being paid into Lagos State account, and the money is still withdrawn. By who? We want one unified riders card, and all these papers scrapped. And NIPOS should leave us to operate. We have been licensed. We have been licensed. They can decide that we should have quarterly training for riders. They should send representatives. They would not tell us how to train our riders. Yes. They will not tell us how to on generator in our offices. They will not tell us how to type our letters. They will not tell us how to package our packages. Now NIPOS also have their dispatch bikes on the road. Same players and same operators, same regulators in the same system. How is that done? NIPOS is a failed system.
It's a failed system.
Nobody has heard of NIPOS for years. Until we decided that we don't want to be prostitutes. We don't want to be criminals. We don't want to be internet fraudsters. We want to work. And now we decide to create jobs for ourselves. They want to frustrate us. They want to frustrate us daily. Daily.
Right, Theophilus.
And please let them note in particular, we have too many persons stopping us on the road. Once your rider leave your office, before 5 minutes, somebody has stopped him. Before another 5 minutes, someone else has stopped him. They don't know their jurisdiction. How can an Agbero boy stop a dispatch rider for MOT? It's crazy. Now, local government is his jurisdiction.
At this point, we'll have to take you later. But as it is right now, you've heard what their plight is all about, and they are calling on government to intervene quickly because, according to them, it is affecting the business in no small measure, but in huge measure, putting more Nigerian youths in the unemployment market. Ibrahim.
All right, Theophilus, thank you very kindly. We hope that they will be peaceful with this protest. They're actually, driving home.